Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and SUI price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with Ethereum here on the 4 hours chart first, of course, where we are still looking here for our potential double 1-2, or of course it can be an ABC here, where we have 1-2 hitting perfectly the 0.38 minimum requirement, another 1-2 hitting, of course, the perfect fib level for wave 2, and start to see a signal of strength from there, of course, as a leading diagonal potential wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 continuation in a wave 3 for higher prices. In case that this is a simple zigzag ABC, we have, of course, another 3 waves down here. And we might, of course, getting potentially, of course, a wave C towards the upside, meaning a bigger ABCs there. But however, I doubt it a little bit. Of course, we might be, of course, in the all-time history, much more likely, of course, to be impulsive here in a massive move toward the upside. Now, if this is something bearish, meaning, of course, you're looking at double 1-2 here, and then another 1-2, and then wave 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 4 here is still unfolding as a zigzag. Well, this is a little bit far possibility. Why? Because this 1-2-3 here, wave 4, already took the invalidation. And that means, of course, we are already looking for something very corrective and potentially ABC finished here as an ending diagonal, and we're looking for something for higher. Now, if we dive inside it on the 1 hours chart here, we can see, of course, after this leading diagonal wave 1, we got a wave 2 perfect fib level 0.786 in a very complex structure. ABC can be, of course, even a simple zigzag, and then pushing for higher again as a potential 1-2 here. Your wave 2 is a little bit complex here, of course, and then starting the impulse toward the upside where you have a 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 5 finished here yesterday as an ending diagonal 1-2, 3, 4, and a 5, of course, where we have finished, of course, also a 1-2, 3. Your wave 3 here is longer than your wave 1, so that's fine, and then 4 and a 5 extended, but in a form of an ending diagonal again. Currently, I'm looking for this wave 4 there. So since the target is reached here and taken, so that is nice. We're looking right now for the following target as a wave 4 in the white scenario. We're looking therefore inside this area, which we already hit the perfect fib level. I would say this is a red box here, or the testing area that I would like to see. Currently, your wave 2 in the white scenario here is very shallow in time, and I'm expecting, of course, a push toward the upside very soon. Now, it can be, of course, a triangle A, B, C, D, E here. It can take a little bit more time before we push for higher. It can be, of course, a deeper ABC, and you start your wave C here as a deep correction. And of course, because it is shallow, we are expecting a deep correction ABC zigzag and then pushing for higher in a wave 5. Now, the target for wave 5 for Ethereum can be taken from the zone 1 based on the wave 3. We're looking here for this blue box, of course, our next target, which is, of course, in this blue box between the $3,388 and $3,440 and around it here. I'm looking, of course, for this price to be taken over there, and then probably continuation toward the upside here. To finish a 4 and a 5 in the blue count, where a wave C can also be finished there. We might still be, of course, corrective in case we are in wave C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Finishing around, of course, like around the 1-to-1 fib level. However, I would like to see, of course, the 1-to-1 fib level perfectly taken. But it can be, of course, some weakness that we don't reach it even. Just say simply taking the high and finishing a structure as an impulse, wave C, and then pushing for lower. So we gotta be careful as well within this scenario for Ethereum. If we take a look also at the KGT on the 1 minute chart here, we can see that we have a bullish signal and we start to push for higher, and especially that it is in divergence. We didn't took the low yet, and this signal is lower, creating a divergence between the price and the CVD line, and then we push for higher. As we can see, of course, we are pushing impulsively again toward the upside. Now, currently, what does this mean? Don't forget that I just mentioned on the 15-minute chart, it can be, of course, a triangle here unfolding as an A, B, C, D, and an E, and then pushing for higher anyway. In case it is a wave C and still looking here for double 1 2 1 2 3 4 5, well, it can the range for deeper, but still of course looking for higher at the end. So in any case scenario, I'm still looking for higher a little bit here for Ethereum, at least to take the high and the blue box, and potentially, of course, this area, which of course a little bit here to confirm that we are at least in an ABC. Now, it cannot be really confirmation for higher unless, of course, we see a correction after it and then we take it again. Yeah, so we gotta be careful with it. I would say I would put this in a gray. Yeah, so I would like to see here. Okay, so potentially this is the new high. Yeah, so new high where you're gonna have over there. So be careful. Once we get the new high, probability is there, of course, to push for lower in ABC as well, but preferably the one-to-one Fib level. Yep, so this is regarding Ethereum. Let's move for Solana here. Solana, we're looking at 1 2 3 4 5 leading diagonal wave 1, still there playing, or a wave A, of course. Can be a massive ABC, or it can be 1 2 3 4 5. On the all-time history, of course, preferably to be impulsive here to finish a structure, of course, on the all-time history. And then, of course, this correction here is very complex and very overlapping. You have only one impulse there. So if you are in 1 2 1 2 wave 3 there, and this is your wave 4, can be, of course, still possibility, and then pushing for lower in case we are still bearish there for Solana. On the 1 hour chart here, we can see, of course, that after this low where we have finished here and ending diagonal, we are potentially in 1 2 3, of course, and looking for a wave 4 and a 5 as we mentioned. Now the wave 4, of course, can be here. We need to take a look, of course, what happened yesterday. Let me just analyze this. So as a wave 5, we have finished 1 2 3 4 and a 5, then correction, then 1 2 3 4 and a 5. So that for me looks like 3 waves. But what I'm going to expect here, therefore, is a finished wave 5 there. And what we are looking here at is an A, B, and a C here. Yeah, so this is very likely, and it can turn into a running flat, so be careful. Why? Because the wave B has so much overshooted here, the Fib levels. Therefore, very likely as well that it can be a diagonal here finishing wave C without taking the low, be careful, and then pushing for higher. This often happens when the wave B is very, very high here. So if this is an ABC for a wave 4, that means, of course, your wave 4 is opening over there. If we take a look at the timing for wave 2 anyway, that is very understandable if this is your wave 4 and it takes so much time. And even it might take a longer time. So based on the timing of this wave 2, we might be even in something much more complex as WX and a wave Y, and then pushing for higher. Yeah, so W, X, and a wave Y, and then pushing for higher. And that means, of course, yeah, it's going to turn to 1 2 3 4 5. Exactly. This is what I would like to see, guys. So very likely to happen here, yeah. And that it might, of course, take this red box, of course, as testing area between 0.23 and the 0.38. And I believe, of course, because we touch it already taken, we might take this low a little bit in the wave Y. So W and then X and a wave Y, unless the W is going to be an expanding flat, finishing not a running flat, but I believe the running flat is going to play there. Wave V is very high. ABC running flat for W, wave X, and a wave Y as potential zigzag, something like this, and then pushing for higher. So expect a very sideways range before, of course, pushing for higher here, I think, for Solana. If we take a look also at Solana on the 30-second here time frame for KGT, we see, of course, several bearish signals giving, of course, more pressure in conversions toward the downside. That is a confirmation that there is a selling pressure there. Currently, we got a bullish signal, which it is in divergence, by the way, from the previous signal as well. And the price, we didn't took the low, but be careful, of course, there is a lot of pressure, meaning this potential scenario here can be also something playing as a triangle. What if this is a triangle? What does it mean then? It means WX and a wave Y, then WX and a wave Y as triangle, and then we push for higher. Okay, interesting. Well, but yeah, don't forget. I mean, the time is not a rule. So if this is gonna happen, by all means, a confirmation for higher here is this is your key level actually. But yeah, what if we are in a wave X? Let me think about it. Like W X, yeah, it can be an X and then pushing down. No, I cannot say confirmation is there. So confirmation for higher should be, of course, from the all-time high here of this area, of course, 143. This is the only confirmation that we can get, because if I give you confirmation from the invalidation of a triangle, meaning, okay, we push for higher, what if this is a finished W and then you're pushing for an X and then suddenly we will push really massively for a wave Y and zigzag? That's horrible, right? So we cannot say confirmation is there. So yeah, I would say, okay, I want to see a decisive move here above the 143 and then pushing for higher. Yeah, so W, X, and a wave Y, and then pushing for higher. Yeah, so this is what I would like to see. Yep, that's it for Solana. I believe the 133 might be tested again. Yeah, might be tested. We still corrective there. For SUI, SUI is of course very impulsive after our finished structure there with this low. Now we got a wave 2 here, 1, 2, or an A, B, and a C, right? So the wave 2 is very low possibility because it took the 886, but it doesn't eliminate the possibility. But of course, since we have reached above the 1-to-1 fib level here as an ABC, so it's interesting to come back, of course, and consider a wave 3 there as double 1 2, and you have wave 3 finished there in the yellow 1 2 1 2 3 4 5, and then we're looking right now for the wave 4 in this, of course, in this yellow scenario. And this is the updated one, yes. So basically, we are looking at the at least here to the 0.23, but anyway, taken. Now, what is the possibility for the timing? It can take, of course, a little bit time here. Don't expect directly we're gonna push for higher again. So the timing, yes, it is inside this red box there, and that means, of course, we might range here A, B, C, D, and a E, and then pushing for higher. It might be triangle, especially that the wave 2 is very, very deep here. Okay, so it might be a possibility for a wave 4 in a triangle, guys. Okay, so we gotta watch this. And of course, on the 15-minute chart, as you can see, well, yeah, I mean, this can be a 1, 2, 3, wave 4, and a 5. But for me, the wave 3 is looking like 1 to 1, yeah, like ABC. Yeah, so we gotta be careful. If we take a look also at the KGT, okay, here where we get confirmation convergence with the bearish signal here, and we see further pressure down. So yeah, I believe that we might drop down. Let me check a little bit lower time frame. Pressure as well is there. Oh yes, okay. So yeah, everything is still corrective sideways, guys. So I believe, yeah, the triangle is unfolding there. Okay, so a triangle also is unfolding. Don't forget the time is very essential to be taken. So yeah, I mean, it's not a rule but a guideline, but it is required. Yeah, like to see something very balanced here. Might be, of course, very likely the scenario that we have a 4-5. But I'm still expecting, of course, one more high, definitely. Okay, but it might take time simply here for SUI as well. Yep, so that was it for Ethereum, Solana, and SUI. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.